So Scott, what exactly are we showing off today?
Hey, Mark. I'm really excited. We're going to be showing off our add-ins, which are meant to bring TMS capabilities directly into MyGeotab. We're connecting them with a plumbing we call Data Broker, and they basically let us take real data from TMW Suite or McLeod or your TMS and bring it live into the MyGeotab interface.
And can any Geotab customers benefit from these add-ins?
Absolutely. We're in the process of bringing them on to order now, so they'll be available in the marketplace. But of course, we had to start somewhere, and we chose to focus on the TMSs we know best and the workflow we know best. So that right now, they're primarily oriented towards TMW Suite, McLeod, and Eleos, combined with Geotab.
And what add-ins are we showing off today?
So the add-in is a bundle, but it has several different pages and capabilities inside of it. I'd like to show the maps, the trip's history, and the messaging piece.
So let's start with maps. What are the add-ins bringing to the map screen in Geotab?
So the way that an add-in works in Geotab is whenever you have the map up, you have the ability to bring out this right-hand pane. And this pane is an area that we can control and interact with the map. So what we've done here is we've connected this back to a TMS. In this particular case, it's our demo TMS, which is running on TMW Suite. So the data is fairly simplistic, but it's a great place to show it off. When I click on a vehicle inside of the add-in, I'm able to take a live retrieval back from TMW Suite and bring that information directly into the pane. So in this case, I'm able to show the tractor that I've selected, the driver, some basic demographic information about him. I can look up things like expirations that are upcoming so that if there's something that's due soon for the driver, there's a quick reminder and visibility for the dispatcher to see it. And then I can show the actual trips in progress. So in this case, I'm able to show that the driver has started on a current trip. He's already finished his deadhead, which was running behind, and he's currently sitting at the live load where he is on time and early, in fact, and is finishing up there to continue on the rest of his trip. I'm able to draw that onto the map, and of course, we're able to show the driving route as well as all of the live information about the stops. And we can look forward at future trips as well, showing what he's planned on next, what he'll be doing, the times, high-level information about the trip, almost anything that exists in the TMS.
You mentioned reviewing trip history at a higher level. What does that look like?
So the add-in also works not just for the live map, where you're looking forward at what is dispatched on the driver and what remains planned, but you can also look backwards. If we go over to the trip history and we search for a vehicle, now bear in mind this is our demo database, so there's a lot of old data in here. But if I find the truck in particular that we were working with, then you'll notice that when I align my time periods, I'm able to see the current information just like I saw on the live map, or I can go and look historically at previous completed trips as well. I can have those drawn on and see them in full, the same way that I can in the live map view. So I'm able to see when the driver completed it, whether they were on time, if they were running late, basic information about the stops. And of course, if this was a real database, we'd see the actual driving route drawn here too, from the real device telemetry captured by MyGeotab as the truck transited that route. So you can compare the route they drove with the route they were planned to take, any deviations, if they were on time. All those details make it a lot easier to view a trip and where a driver has been live.
What if I only know the trip number? Is there a way to look up information on a trip using that number with these add-ins?
Absolutely. That's been a common request. We actually built a separate page for it. If we go over to the add-in and we go to the trip review, we're able to enter a trip number on the fly. So I can type in any trip number and get a complete history of it, irrespective of where it falls in the future, in the past, so on and so forth. What I'm able to do is draw the basic information about the trip. So I can take the same sort of visual grid of where they've been and overlay any a dotted line that represents the Geotab travel time as well. I can show the different stops, if they were, how long they were on site, if they made their appointment, how many miles they transited, so on and so forth. And I can bring in workflow from a product like Eleos. So I'm able to show information about the different workflow steps they performed. I can show things like the pickup that they may have filled out and what information they entered. All of that in one screen that lets us really break down exactly what happened on a trip from a combination of TMW, MyGeotab, and a workflow product like Eleos.
How does all of this tie into the messaging add-in?
Messaging is really important. Of course, Geotab has its own messaging feature, but oftentimes our customers are using messaging that's integrated with their workflow product, like Eleos. So we made a messaging version that talks directly to Eleos itself, so that within the MyGeotab interface, we can have all the power of workflow and messaging and conversations in one screen. So for instance, I'm able to pull up my driver and I'm able to see different conversations that are going on with him, things that he might have asked towards safety, towards dispatch, alerts that are going out to him from the system. I can also see workflow that he's been performing, just like we just saw on that recent trip. I can see all of the active workflow that he's been sending in, and I can drill in and look at the different stops and information that he filled out, see things like e-signatures integrated, and of course message back to the driver in real time. So if I wanted to continue that conversation, I can send him a message right now and he can reply from it.
Do you have anything today to show off as a sneak peek?
Absolutely. One of the really great things about this tool that we're so proud of that isn't highly visible is the plumbing that connects TMW Suite or McLeod or whatever your TMS is live. And we keep finding new ways to use that live connection to bring more information into the MyGeotab UI. One of the pieces we're experimenting with right now is a live trips grid. So this grid actually shows a full list of trips, just like you'd see in the TMS. Everything that is active and dispatchable, you can search through it, you can see exactly where drivers are, and it ties into that trip review screen. So if I click on a trip, I get that same ability to bounce back and forth between seeing a trip in detail with the map and the workflow, and going back and looking at other trips that might be active and currently scheduled.
So you mentioned this is still being worked on. What kinds of things might the future hold for the trips grid?
We're tripping into unknown territory at this point, but we've definitely had some ideas. One of the biggest requests that we're currently exploring is the ability to write back to the TMS. One of our customers would like us to plan using the trips grid to actually do changes back to the TMS, perhaps planning a different driver or rearranging a schedule or updating information, which we certainly have the power to do with that plumbing that connects the two systems. So we've got some really exciting things we're interested in exploring on the horizon.
So the trips grid is very much still in progress, but maps, trips review, messaging, are these add-ins fully completed, or is work still being done to them?
Oh, they're completely functional. We have quite a few customers using them already today that we've given them to, and we're getting live feedback from. I wouldn't say they're complete because there's always more we could do. Just recently, we added mass messaging to the messaging feature. So you have the ability to send out messages to a large number of drivers at the same time. And I'm sure there will be other future enhancements. So we look forward to suggestions.
So finally, if someone is interested in using these add-ins, what steps do they need to take right now to get them set up?
Well, as mentioned, we are working on going to order now. So we hope in the near future, you'll be able to get them directly from the Geotab marketplace. However, you can reach out to us at any time. Our contact information will follow this. We're happy to work on setting them up for you and getting them installed even before they're available in the marketplace.
Well, Scott, thank you very much for your time today.
Pleasure was all mine, Mark.